Hello there, welcome to another episode of World of Tanks with Engaging Titan, and once again we're on Alamein with the Tiger 2, still stock gun and the stock turret. I think I might have had a packet upgrade by this stage. We're on Alamein and in encounter mode, and I think it's my first time ever playing encounter mode on this map, and it's certainly my first time spawning on this side of the map, and I'm not still terribly familiar with the terrain on Alamein. So, don't know all the necessarily good spots, but I thought that the western spawning enemy team, the natural route of advance, well, one of the natural routes of advance would be to go west, actually up along the 2 line, swing around and come in from the northwest. That we're going to reach the ridge lines behind the cap circle before the enemy, and coming straight across the open ground there might not be the smartest of moves, because that doesn't mean that that's not the move they'll make. My chief concern with the route that I've decided to take is that I've just got this lone T-28 accompanying me, and I've got to keep an eye on him because he's not a very fast tank. It's a very well armoured tank, and to be honest with you, I think if I was in a well armoured tank I'd be more inclined to go directly to the thick of the action. The thing about a well armoured slow tank like that is that A, you want to go quickly to the thick of the action, because otherwise the action tends to move on and you'll have trouble catching up with it. And B, you want to be surrounded by friends, because you generally want to have people covering your flanks, because the tank isn't capable of doing it itself. So when you're going somewhere and the only person accompanying you is doing so, and what you think is an inappropriate tank, I'd be concerned about their general ability at the game. Now, I am kind of exposed on the left here, but I reckon that the heavy tank on my left would probably see anything that would be in there in the open ground. And we are attacked by a light tank. Well, he's not really interested in attacking me, he just wants to get out of here, but he has picked the wrong route to do it because he's in open ground for too long. Better off turning around and going back the way he came. Now, there's an M41 Walker Bulldog in the village, and I might go after him. Now, it's a dangerous tank, even with a 76mm gun. And I've noticed a lot of M41 with the 90mm guns floating around recently. I presume they must be on sale as a premium tank. It's just typical kind of wargaming, very clever marketing ploy. Get us used to it on the tech tree for a couple of years so that we get the taste for this 90mm gun, and then take it off of us and sell it back to us for real money. But the Walker Bulldog isn't hanging around to engage with heavy tanks, it is going somewhere else. But there is a Motherland. Now, I don't want to play peekaboo with a Motherland. That would be to the Motherland's advantage, because the Motherland would be dictating the rate of fire. And he does more alpha than I do, and he's got a decent gun, so I'm going to go in on top of him where my rate of fire will count. So, but I get joined by a couple of other tanks, and that is the short work at Motherland. Now, I could go down the wadi with the 2 other tanks, but I thought we'll get to the other end of the wadi, there'll be 3 of us there, and we'll be coming in each other's way. So that was a bad recipe. So I'll come around this side and see what's to be seen. Now, there's a couple of tanks down there by the other side of that ridge line, or whatever you call it, and there's a T-29 out in the open, which is excellent. I'm quite happy to shoot T-29s out in the open. Now, I'm a bit hull down, but I'm not sure about hull down as a bit of a mixed blessing of this configuration of tank. You really don't want to encourage people to shoot with the turret. And he's managed to put a round into me, but I should make it difficult as possible, and we'll try, and we're putting every round in, and he's not putting every round in, and he's out of the fight. So now there is a T-25 too, and I'm going to go after him because he's wounded already, and I'm taking fire from across the open ground by somebody I can't see, which is a little bit concerning, but I'm going to have to stop if I want to take out the T-25, because I don't want to give him the opportunity to start shooting back at me. And I've been hit again, so there's a Primo Victoria out in the background out there somewhere, and I've no idea exactly where he is, but I think I should be okay now. And there's a Churchill on the other side of this, and a Churchill I can take. There's a tank destroyer behind the Churchill, but he's just been taken out of it. So it's just me and the Churchill, and that should be no problem, because he's bottom tier. He will have trouble penetrating my armour. He needs to be actually very precise about where he shoots. And meanwhile, we can do considerable amounts of damage to the Churchill back. And the enemy team is pretty much evaporated at this point. There's 4 of them left. Even as we spoke, another one went. And again, I don't want to drive out into the open country because that Primo Victoria is out there. And he has already proven that he's a pretty decent shot. So I'm only, 3 hits away from annihilation by Primo Victoria. He does actually slightly better alpha damage than I do, and there he is. So I should be able to, from here, approach him under relative cover. And I will have support, probably the bat chat. I don't know what the other guy's going to do. It looks like he's heading back towards the cap circle, but I think the action in the cap circle will be over by the time anybody from around here will get there, especially since that Fallout has so few hit points remaining that anybody can kill him. In fact, people should be thinking about throwing HE at him at that point, because it would negate his armor if they have any kind of a decent HE round. So we're going to take a round from the Primo Victoria coming over the top, and he tracks us, which is bad, but we do have track mechanic as well as repair. So we're back up, we bounced that shot, which is quite fortunate, and the light tank is making a run. You can just see it in the minimap, and he's coming into view, so he's making a swing by the Primo Victoria, so he's drawing the Primo Victoria's attention. The Primo Victoria's going after the light tank because he thought it was the easier target, and I'm putting rounds into the back of him. Now then, I get the Alamein, which does another 178 damage. And I thought in the game that I didn't actually get that shot in, but I did, but I just didn't kill him. And I was a one-shot kill as well. Anyway. But that was it. The Primo Victoria wasn't going to survive another round, and the Batchat killed him, and that's it. Game over. So, how do we all do? Well, we made a nice bit of silver. 3,765 damage. Almost 4k. 4k with the assisted. We got a high caliber, and we got a first class mastery, as well as a bunch of operations. And we came number 1 by experience, and again, a considerable margin of lead and damage over any other player. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give it a like and share it with your friends. If you've not already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Hit that subscribe button and the notifications. I'm putting up other videos, and I'll catch you all again soon. Bye for now.